Nigeria over time, and you talked about the relay event that will be kickstarting today. We talked about the likes of Divine Oduduro. We talked about Adudoke. These are athletes. We talk about Uko Imabo. They were all discovered from the National Sport Festival. Okay. And yes, for me, it's one of the biggest sporting events. Though I still have my reservation how Nigeria sport administrators go about planning those kind of events because of
there's some stories about logistic issues, transportation, electricity, even as low as bathroom issues.
Yes, so aside that, but we cannot take away the positive of this particular game. Let's not forget that national coaches.
The fact that they are positives.
Yes.
But let us talk about the negative, because if I were to ask you, I brought two news. I brought the good news and the bad news. Which would you want to hear first? No, I'm sure you want to hear the bad news first.
No, but aside that the bad news has actually made it to. This is not the first time. Abuja own was a little bit better. Edo State will also experience.
Edo is way better than this.
Yes, Edo is way better.
Yeah,
even though they use
they are ready, but it doesn't seem as if they are ready.
I don't think Delta was ready for this particular event because
would you say?
They have shifted the events twice, and the event was built to kickstart on the 28th. That was on Monday, but due to logistics, and let's not forget. 2 weeks ago, still on this show, we talked about the collapse sport complex. You could see that number one, the contractors have actually hurried up, to complete this thing. And how are we sure that the safety of athletes actually guaranteed? So there's a whole lot of logistic issues. And let's not forget that if you want to go deeply, especially the sport administrators.
If you were to look at it, transportation should have been well planned for.
No, transportation has been planned according to the statement from, the local committee chairman. He came out to say that there's time for everything. Buses are lined up. And if you have an event, you should come out from your hostel on time.
That's not the issue. See, JJJ, that is not the issue.
But that's the statement from
athletes come out for buses to pick them up and take them to the venue.
Yes.
And it is not the issue, right? Yeah. It is not even the case. First off, you have issues with fixing yourself over the night. Yeah. Bed space is a big issue. Yeah. Then you wake up in the morning, you've gone out, you've rehearsed, you've trained, you're back into the hostel where you're supposed to have your bath. It's an issue because it's a unisex bathroom. Yeah. The men are in there, the females are in there. I'm like, okay, so how are they supposed to, be free to do? Ladies, they like their own preference, they like their own space and all of that.
Yeah, Sydney, quickly, let's look at this in terms of planning.
Okay.
Definitely, in Nigeria, we don't take planning very serious. Okay. First off, this National Sport Festival, immediately the Edo wrapped up theirs. We knew that the next event will be in Delta. And let's do that. We have logistic problems. We have everything that is going wrong for us. Now, I can tell you for sure that even the organizers cannot state the actual number of athletes that are participating in the events. As I'm speaking to you now, the official medal table is not yet out. How are we getting our stories? Is that each individual event, who won gold medal, who won bronze, that's how we get to know how this thing. So you could see that there's a whole lot of things going wrong at the National Sport Festival. But again, I still believe that we'll take more positive. Already in weightlifting, there is a certain girl who has broken the world record right here in Nigeria from a National Sport Festival, and that alone should actually be like a stepping stone to ensure that the organizers or the sport ministry would invest more.
Now, JJJ, if I were to talk with you concerning organization of the sport festival, subsequent ones and going forward, right, and even previous ones, yeah, I will tell you that record keeping has always been an issue, right? Yes. So the last day of the games, you're still finding organizers and those in the record department trying to put records together. And then there's been discrepancies about if this state won more gold or more silver or more bronze than the other. And it's like we're tolling that same route this time around with the organization. If we have things as little as bathroom separation as a big deal, how much more, when it comes to the big stage of things?
Well, it's quite sad. This is not the first time, and I don't think this will be
since
the last.
The first time, shouldn't we have learnt from it?
I don't think we have. First off, if you look at the sport ministry and various federations in the sport ministry, they are not organized. we have some sport federation, in this country that are factionalized. How are you going to mesh those ministries to work together? And to be frank and sincere, most of these sport administrators, they only use these events as cash out, because sometimes monies are being released for the team participation, and you see one or few persons who aid these commissions, embezzles money.
Let's take our mind away from personal interest and people's misconduct.
Yeah.
Right? Let us talk about the group. I'm talking the local organizing committee.
Yeah.
We have seen the games, although some of them we would laud them on what they have done.
Yeah.
You understand? We saw the cycling pretty much interesting.
Yeah.
They brought the whole razzmatazz in, and I like the competition towards the last tail end of it.
Yeah.
And then that was on Friday. Yes, on Friday, yesterday, we saw the minister in the midst of the para athletes. In table tennis. Let us go to table tennis. What are you expecting? Or first off, let us talk about the para athletes, because at the particular time, the sports organizing committee said they weren't going to allow para athletes in, but eventually they allowed para athletes in there.
Yeah.
And then the minister came out to say they would want to concentrate more on competitions and events that would produce medals for Nigeria going into the international stage. But starting off with the para athletes, what do you think about them? Are they living up to the expectation?
Yes, if you look at the para athletes in Nigeria context, for me, I think it's one of those athletes that have actually been neglected by the sport ministry, because going to international competition, it is only the para athletes, talk about Paralympics, that are the only ones that have actually been flying Nigerian flag high, breaking records, mounting that particular podium, and giving us those gold medals. Aside Tobi Omonsu, who actually climbed that podium at the World Athletics competition for us to hear the national anthem of Nigeria, it's only the para athletes that have been doing that. But what do we get? Number one, they are struggling with sponsorship. That are struggling with the federation not taking their welfare into consideration. So it's a whole lot of problem, especially with the para athletes. So for me, I think it's a good one that they were allowed to participate, and they have actually lived up to their expectation. For me, I think more investment should be given to them. They should prioritize.
When you say investment, what do you mean investment?
Yes, the same way the sport ministry goes out looking for sponsorship deals. Let's not forget our basketball team. They go out to look for sponsorship deals, especially their kits and all of that. They should do the same for their para athletes, because for me, I would.
Because I remember at the Commonwealth game where a certain athlete was washing off his jersey, or was it at the Olympics?
No, it was at the Olympics, the previous Olympics, right there. So for me, they have actually lived up to the bidding. Already, the world record I'm talking about, which I will mention the name very soon, was done by an para weightlifting, breaking the world record at the National Sport Festival.
Yeah.
And again, another big challenge for me is that the media organization is very poor.
No. Are you saying the media representation there is poor, or the collaboration?
The collaboration
with media. Exactly, because
with
if the
media.
National Sports Festival Local Organizing Committee don't give media the free hand to cover, and also the partnership that is expected of the National Sport Festival Local Organizing Committee with the media, if we don't see that relationship, there is no way our get crashed into a party and still report the party.
Well, that's the situation, but I just hope this just the third there into the sporting activities. For me, I'm actually looking at athletics, because that's where my love is in the whole entire sport. Okay. And let's see the likes of what Divine will be able to do.
We'll
be able to do Aduduke. These are guys that were discovered at the Do Abuja, and now they went to the world stage and also created a mark for themselves. Let's see how they will be able to represent their respective states. And let's not forget, the beauty of the National Sport Festival lies on the fact that some of the states get athletes just to represent them and boost their medal ranking.
Alrighty, thank you very much. And we have joining us this afternoon